So, hello, Yura. Thank you for allow me to do this interview with you. Welcome to the
Hello,
pub. How's
hello,
life?
Fabrics, and thank you so much for having me.
Uh, I would like to start this by like small history lesson from the Russian Quake community because as far back as I can remember, Russia was always major part of the Quake community. We can speak about Lexer, Cooler, Base, Pavel,
Cooler, yeah, of
Jibo,
course, Jibo.
and this is like a huge legacy that Russia have.
Polosati,
Polosati. What? Who
early
else?
days, early days.
Yeah, it's like what 20 years ago.
Mikes, do you remember Mikes, TDM superstar who won
uh,
CPL
no,
alone?
no, no. Uh-uh.
It's like our best TDM player of all time,
Hmm.
Mikes. Something like
Yeah.
our Toxico Fox.
I actually remember that 2000 something like that. A lot of these players were actually visiting Czech Republic for the PG challenge in Prague,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this is like first contact for me with the Russian community.
What year it was?
It's 2000, something like that,
Yeah,
2001, 2000, something like that, like
yeah.
early 2000s, and this was like
B100 Death probably also, right?
exactly. I mean Anton was there for sure, and I'm not sure about Lexer, but this was like first contact, and I was blown away by the skill players have. Back then, the internet wasn't that strong. We used to have like clan base and other stuff, but this is a huge legacy. Are you able like to build from that legacy? Does it mean that Quake was strong? Not that much right now, but are you able to build like as a community from this legacy?
The thing is, Quake always was a big game in Russia and ex-Soviet Union countries, and I don't know why, because it's like a marketing miracle sometimes when it comes to games. For example, there are some huge titles here like Dota 2, PUBG, CS:GO. They are huge here, but some games that can be popular, for example, in USA or Europe, are
Mm-hmm.
not popular here. For example, Fortnite. It's not
Yeah.
very big here. Or maybe games like Valorant, huge
Mm-hmm.
worldwide, not big here. And one of the reasons also here people prefer PC gaming. So console, not a huge market here.
Mm-hmm.
And games that supports cross-platform, like something like Fortnite, for example. Yeah,
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Those games never been big titles in Russia, and Quake is a PC gaming only game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Competitive game, and one of the reasons. Maybe one of the reasons why it's so huge here, still pretty popular when we compare to other places. Of course, it's not like golden years, early zeros, but still there are lots of players. I think one of the reasons because it's a core PC gaming competitive game. One of the reasons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like that legacy of those players we mentioned at the start, does it like gravitate players to choose Quake over other games? Do you have like a
Not much.
younger
I
players?
don't. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't think so. For example, Lexer is huge for me and you, and for
Mm-hmm.
people like who are near 40s, right? But nobody
Yeah, zero, zero
knows him
four
from
and
the new wave of gamers here. Unfortunately, yeah.
yeah.
So the only big name is probably Cooler, but still not as big as it should be. Because
Mm-hmm.
he used to be a champion and one of the best players, and he's pretty legendary, right? But
Yeah.
new generation of gamers here, they don't really know him, and you can see it by the numbers of Twitch for example, so it's only 40K followers. That's not very big for such a legend, you know. So I think he deserves way more fans.
Hmm. Is he still active? Because I see
Uh,
him stream from time to time, but in the community in Quake.
he's not active right now, and he really felt in love with Apex Legends.
Uh-huh.
Another game
A
that
lot
is
of
pretty
players
popular here.
actually do.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of Quakers love
Yeah.
Apex Legends. It
It's
seems
same
like a
in Czech Republic. Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting that all the Quake players really felt in love with Apex Legends, and same here. Uh, for myself, I like Apex Legends too. I'm not a active player, but you know, sometimes still gaming Apex Legends is pretty good for me. A good pick. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, uh, those names, you know, like they were. I think they are unlucky, you know, because when
Mm.
esports just started to be a thing here, and they were like big names, it was pretty underground movement
Yeah.
in our country. But right now, it's a huge market, and actually, those big Dota 2 players, CS:GO players, they are pretty popular, and you can feel the hype around them. You know, like and
Mm.
sometimes when people realize that I involved in esports now, they think it's super cool. And back in the days, in the zeros, used to be like something marginal. I know, like not
Yeah.
very something that you are proud of. But now times changed.
Mm. Uh, Now is the I don't want to go into politics situation at all because we are here as
That's
a
great.
friends as a member as the members of one community, and I kind of cherish that most of the players and most of the member of Quake family basically face the situation as it is, and we don't have issues at all. But does that situation make some impact on esports in Russia in general? Because most of the players are not or were not able to actually compete internationally. Now there is a good news probably because International Esports Federation released the ban. So like most of the esports champions should be able to play. I don't know, if this will change something about ESL and other big competitions, but it's like a light on the end of the tunnel, hopefully, for the
Yeah,
most of these
yeah,
players.
yeah. I understood the question. So, yeah, it's a very dangerous topic for me, but I will try to be. Um, uh, I'll try to give my best. You know. So the
Okay,
thing is, it's not.
Yura,
It's not.
I will
Yeah.
stop. I will stop you.
Yeah.
If we are getting on the topic that you don't want to discuss, just let me know. We can pass over
No,
it. I don't want to.
it's okay. So I don't think it's affected that much
Mm-hmm.
the scene inside the country, but for major players who are stars, so esports is more like a thing that came from gaming, right? And gaming
Mm-hmm.
industry is huge market with lots of money and lots of companies involved. So
Yeah.
most of them are from let's say NA and Europe, mostly NA, I believe
Yeah.
nowadays. So I don't really know a big game came from Europe, like you know, for the last decade. Doing like The Witcher
No, like
is
a
Polish game,
esports.
okay, but
Yeah.
we're talking about esports like
Yeah.
Riot, yeah, like you know, Call of Duty, Activision, Blizzard, all those
Mm.
Bethesda
Microsoft. Yeah.
companies. Yeah, so if you a Russian player who played let's say CS:GO or Valorant on those games. Of course, those people affected, but still lots of esports activities inside the country, but not. Let's say it's like tier three, tier two
Yeah.
mostly, but uh, they do CS:GO, they do Dota because those games are huge here. It's like the
Mm.
biggest market. So it really affected those people who were. Let's say a part of the international esports scene. So those
Yeah.
people really in not in a
Like
good
the
situation.
major superstars basically are
Yeah,
fucked.
people like Cooler or
Yeah.
Cypher or Base, those
Yeah.
yeah, so they really um, let's say not in a very good spot. nowadays.
Yeah.
So,
What I'm admiring is basically for the long time, Russian community is biggest supplier of online tournaments. We can speak about Estote, we can speak about Django's tournaments, and
mhm.
lastly, but not least, that RESP Liga you made.
Let me correct you. So Estoti is not Russian. So Estoti is a Baltic. I think,
Really?
yeah. So Estoti is from Latvia.
Uh huh.
Uh,
I
I
didn't
believe
know.
and I believe he's not Russian. I believe he knows Russian language. So that's the big mm, thing. So lots of people of ex-Soviet Union countries they do speak Russian language.
Yeah.
So people think they are Russians, but they are not. So,
Okay.
Estoti is a Baltic country. I believe it's
Okay.
Latvia. Django is a Russian guy, and
Mm-hmm.
he makes tournaments. Great guy, supports community, and who else? Let me think. There is a interesting moment once get we got the data about how many players play not Quake Diabotical, but I think
Mm-hmm.
on the start it's pretty much the same numbers when Diabotical came out. So many Quakers tried it, and I believe the Russian community was second or third in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So first is NA, USA community,
Yeah.
so the biggest,
Yeah.
and with a uh, big number actually. Second
Yeah.
was, I believe, Russia or Germany.
Yeah.
So I think one of the reasons is a big population, of course,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Russia is uh, pretty big population for Europe, at least, right? Not for
Yeah.
Asia or yeah. And um, what else? And
That legacy
those
probably.
what?
That legacy of the
Yeah,
Quake.
our NFPS games are popular here,
Yeah.
so that's why so many players from my country
Mm.
play Quake, Diabotical,
Mm.
those games.
Yeah. RESP Liga, if we can focus on that one, blown my mind. I never saw a league that
Thank you.
was so well organized and with all the, let's say, material created around it. You have
Thank you, thank you
Shane.
so much.
You had Hron was with you doing those
No,
pre-shows.
Sinzi pre-shows.
CNZ. Yeah,
Sinzi, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So that was amazing actually, and it was something that like was blister to like itchy place, if you know what I mean by that, because we have Quake Pro League that is kind of, in my eyes, wasting potential. You have best players in the world now minus 3 4 players that should be there obviously, but they can't because of national treasury of United States. And you showed like what Quake Pro League should be. Where that idea come from? How did you pull it over?
uh,
Is it
yeah,
experience or passion to the game?
I once made a slogan for Deathmatch TV. It used to be my project: skill, experience, and knowledge. You know, so it's all about the Quake old players. So actually, I did pretty much the same league in Diabotical. So
Mm-hmm.
I speak about Diabotical a lot. I think it's also wasted opportunity. I'm a huge fan of Too Good actually. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
the coolest guy who came from like our Quake community. Unfortunately, Diabotical was released not in a very good time, like during
Mm.
COVID, and there were no LAN events, and I think he was doing this game for the esports scene mostly. And also, I really didn't like the idea with egg bots. I believe lots of people didn't like it, but overall, the game was cool for me. Unfortunately, it failed in numbers, right?
Mm.
I've been doing some kind of league for Diabotical Duel like this, and so it all came from one simple idea. I always raged, let's say, that they show only one camera during the Pro League.
Uh-huh.
And I was like always asking myself why they do this, because the emotions of players in the moment is a key thing. Like when you watch football, boxing, all those major. So I believe they keep doing. People in esports keep doing the same stuff only because like they copy, like like in Fight Club, everything is a copy of a copy of a copy, right? So the thing is, those things like every time you see full double elimination on the tournament, it's like I'm asking myself why we only stuck on the same stuff. Like, can you change things from season to season or something like this? So in my humble opinion, the biggest problem of Quake Pro League is that it's a commercial league made to support the game, and it is made by PGL, great company, but
Great
and
people,
they
actually.
yeah, I mean they won the contest for being a host of this league, I believe, right? So they're cool guys and they do great events, but I don't think they're passionate Quake lovers, something like that, if I
Yeah,
can
they
say,
are
or
doing
something like.
Dota 2 and Counter Strike mainly.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
what
yeah.
feed them.
For them, it's just like another project, and
Hmm.
they're doing it pretty well. But uh, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I believe this league is mostly to keep the brand working. Because Quake is a huge brand, right? Trademark, and it's all about esports. I believe the game do not make money like it should, right?
Hmm.
And they just support the legacy of the brand and community, and it's a great thing, right? So it's better than nothing. So I believe that the biggest problem, they do not support community projects. Like for example, those Spanish guys, ex Quakers, right?
Hmm.
Achilles,
KingCon.
Sombra, yes.
Yeah.
uh, they made King Kong. Yeah, so they made a great tournament in Barcelona, a very good one, and I believe they made it
Respect.
like a yeah, they made it like a to show what they capable of and to
Yeah.
get some support. And as far as I saw in Twitter, there won't be any support from like. I understand this because game is not
Yeah.
popular, so it's totally okay. But maybe belief in community can
Hmm.
help the game
Yeah.
to develop. Like you can see it, by the way, in CS:GO. They're probably gonna change it with CS Go 2,
2. Yeah.
but it's a huge esports title
Hmm.
because so many companies are like community thing.
Yeah. Uh, I talked with Sombra last week, and basically, you are your third guest in the pub right now, and there is one thing in common with you three, with Wing Zero, with Sombra, and with you. You have huge passion for the community, and you managed to do something that shifted forward in my eyes. And this is why I'm really, really happy that I'm able to have you and have your opinion on what we can do in the future. So once
Thank
more,
you so
thank
much.
you very much. So
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
go on.
Yeah, so my idea, so you came with the idea that like let's say there are some people in community who can support the game and give it like good competition, right? So
Mhm.
I believe there is a very simple idea. Uh, Worldwide, there are lots of Quakers, right? For example, Australia, there is a guy called Kuachi. He supports community. He loves Quake, gives lots of his own money to LAN events and stuff like this. He's a great guy. There are cool guys in Spain like ex-Quakers, Sombra, Achilles, those people, Visor, right? Like DM clan, if I'm not mistaken,
Mhm.
DM, right? Old school
Yeah,
clan.
dreams and
So
magic. Yeah.
yeah, Dreams and Magic. They are like super old school, like from the zeros, like
Yeah.
yeah. I've been playing against them like in their zeros and like in Quake Life. So the thing is, There is a guy called Estoti. So it's not a guy. I think it's two
Company.
people. It's a company that
Yeah.
makes mobile games. They also love
Hmm.
Quake, right? So and they
Yeah.
keep doing those weekly tournaments for like I don't know 4 years, 3 years, something like
Yeah,
this. Crazy.
69
Yeah.
this Friday. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's actually not the 61th. I mean, like they made more than this.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's just like from they rebooted it or something like this and
Mm.
started to count something like this. So
Yeah.
so let's just unite all those people. So they come together, like in song of Beatles, and they do the magic. Like for example, uh, we can, as a RESP, we can't make a world league. We don't have funding for this, so we can only like, um, let's say, focus on like a part of community. Let's say we focus on Eastern Europe. Let's say like this, something like this,
Hmm.
and or whole Europe. We actually can cover the whole Europe, but like nobody will let us to do this right now. So let's be realistic. So we focus on our part, right? With our
Yeah.
players because we do have players actually. Uh, for example,
And we know
Estonia.
them, most
Yeah,
of them by the
yeah.
name and in person. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. So for
Ah.
example, Estonia, they can cover Europe part, like, uh, mm, and maybe Maestro can help. I don't know, like, if Maestro will be interesting. I just saying. So there
Yeah.
are some people in Europe who can like cover the European part of the
Mhm.
community. All right. So it's two communities, right? Third community, South American community.
Yeah.
Let's say Aster, right?
Aster. Yeah.
Some new company that do have players and they showed interest in Quake, right? Uh, Huachi powers oceanic community, like with Australia and something like this, and maybe we can find someone for Asia or something like that. I don't. And
I don't
so
know. There is Unleashed in Japan.
Unleashed in Japan,
So
yeah, yeah, artisan
lovely guy, amazing,
baskets.
amazing person, and really dedicated, and I love him. Like
Sure. Yeah. So
amazing.
so let's call it Quake Super League or something like
Hmm.
just like a project. So we do online stuff until like let's say it depends on funding. Like
Yeah.
so we cover for example our part, other people cover their part, and when it comes to like finals, we do the LAN event
Yeah.
somewhere in like I don't know. It looks like Turkey is the best country for LAN events because of the Istanbul is a great hub. You can see Valorant
Yeah.
makes LANs there. Why? Because you don't need visa, no problems. Like you see it, like 4 players didn't attend last QuakeCon, for example. Also, it's located in a good part where like people from Asia, people from Europe can fly, people from USA. Yeah, it will
Mhm.
take more time, but almost like Europe, maybe some Arabic country, like, they start to be more and more popular and they invest into esports, like
Yeah. We
Dubai,
need.
Saudi Arabia.
Can a small injection? We need to find some Arabic like oil baron to
Yes,
support it
true,
at all.
true, true.
Come on, like.
Unfortunately, it looks like they don't care about Quake. Unfortunately, maybe because it's lots of violence in this game. I don't know, but CS:GO is still pretty violent game, but it's
It's
popular. I
like
don't know.
5 headshots each round. Come on.
Yeah, true.
You don't have
Yes,
that in Quake.
that's true.
Yeah.
And we do the LAN event, and for example, each part of the league dedicate like 2 or 3 players maybe, to
Hmm.
this LAN, and this LAN gonna be epic. It's gonna be good, as
Yeah.
good as QuakeCon, maybe better. I don't know. Uh, you don't need lots of players. It can be like 12 players on the LAN, but all the best players from all, like let's say 2 players from Australia, 2 players from Eastern Europe, 2 players from Europe, 2 players from South America, like North I don't know, and Yup, and maybe someone else,
Maxter.
and yeah, Maxer, and of course 2 players from North America. So yeah, of
Yeah.
course Maxer, yeah, but Maxer lives in Europe, so that's why I forgot to name him.
Yeah, so he'll be in the European region.
I actually,
Yeah.
he's the only player who impressed me in last 5 years. And so when he came to the scene, and I've been asked by my co-founder of RESP, Null, who I would sign for the team. We actually never planned to sign anyone because we want to focus on supporting all the community. So Maxer just came, and I saw some games of him. And the last time I was so impressed was Klaus, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
That's
was
a long
like,
time ago.
yeah. So and I told him it's a great guy. He gonna do good, you know. And then he came third, you know, on
Yeah.
the World Championship, and he won Rafa 3-0. He's a great guy. It looks from like his from what I saw, and very talented player. So yeah, sorry.
I agree on that, and in person he's like really amazing
And we
guy
need
as well.
more players like this because it's a huge story when Argentinian player is actually compete in any sports. You know, they do have lots of fans, and when I mean, like as a promoter, you know, like I can say he's like a role model, you know, for esports, and you need more people like this. He's a tall, good-looking guy who's playing great, and he's from a country that never won anything in Quake, right? And never been a big thing in this game, you know. And if he
And
wins
it's really
something, it's
surprising.
gonna be legendary.
Yeah, it's really surprising that even in other esports you don't see that much Argentinian player. You have like
Yeah,
a
because
strong Brazil
of
in
course,
Counter Strike.
good weather, and very good-looking women.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason. And football, you know,
Yeah,
they
everybody
prefer
is
to
playing
play
football.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
like
so
best stakes in the world.
yeah, but Argentinian population is not that big. I think it's like 40 millions. I mean, it's pretty big, but
Yeah.
it's not like Brazil. Brazil is huge.
Yeah.
Like Brazil is like 200 millions, I
Yeah.
believe, around. I think it's definitely bigger than Russian population.
Yeah.
So in Brazil, of course, lots of CS:GO pros, and it's huge in Brazil. And it was actually a very good thing for Pro League, Quick Pro League, in last, like, let's say, decade, that two very good South American players became part of the league. It's
Yeah.
very good for production, very good for like attention to the league. Unfortunately, probably they, like, maybe Quake is still not popular in those countries, but I can see that when Not for Play, you see lots of like Brazilian fans talking Portuguese. It's great for the viewers, you know, and everything. And I also saw big Brazilian streamers play Quake from time to time because of probably Nosfa, I believe, because they were cheering for
Maybe.
him or something like that, and they were like, "I'm gonna play some," you know. And once I think it's actually broke the servers after one of the Brazilian streamers played it, you know, like, because lots of players played with him, something like this.
Yeah. That sounds really cool, actually. I mean, how the community connecting
You know, like,
together.
sorry, you
This is
know,
like ideal.
something like, if you can imagine something, it's already happened. I think it's Pablo Picasso said it. What we imaged maybe will never happen, but you know, like, it already happened in our minds, at least.
What a fucking dope event it was in the Turkey.
Yes, and you did a great interviews with players, you know.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's the only one issue with the LAN in Turkey is that audience, because that energy you get on the event, if it is QuakeCon, if it is somewhere else,
Sure.
when the fan base is really big, that's crazy. How much energy is in the crowd and how much love it's spread like throughout the community. That will be my only worry, to be honest. But I mean, I still believe that we have some options in this. And I will go back to my original question with that
Okay.
RESP Liga. So
Yes.
you introduced that pre-show with all the information about the players, about predictions. You introduced that dual cameras, which I love because mostly that emotions with players are happening if the player is out of control, and you actually on the mainstream you see that player who is in the control and he's like he have no problems because he's pushing it. But then with both cameras you have like complete information about the feeling. It's hard to follow, to be honest. It's like when there's a lot of things going on in the arena, you sometimes need to
You
rewatch
can
it.
rewatch it. Yes.
Yeah, but
And make clips and videos,
yeah,
highlights.
and
Yeah.
maybe you can have like a full frame footage from that camera, and if and do like after
Yes.
some mix where if something interesting is going on, you will zoom out that camera and you will see more.
It,
That's
it's a great
amazing.
idea, but for this you need more like budget for the league, because when
Yeah,
it comes, yeah,
it's
when it
like
comes to something good, like, sorry that I interrupted, but it's very important because I will forget. Like all the ideas people shared with me about the league were like never something that was like something that we don't make because we don't want to make, only because
uh-huh.
we don't have money for this,
Yeah,
all the time. So
give
for
me
example,
million
yeah.
of rubles.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah.
Then we will give you all the things you want. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, it's actually really same situation is with Quake Pop. I started and I was okay. Let's hire some artists to make those beer mags to make that Quake Pop as it is, and it's actually a huge investment because you have
Of
to pay
course.
them if you want something
Yeah.
that
If you
looks
want something good. Yeah.
yeah. And for me, this is one of the motives that is pushing me forward. When you see the results, when you slowly building a whole like space in the universe that is like your pocket dimension or something like that, and it's actually amazing. And you can see same with RESP Liga because you start this, and that level is already really high, and people maybe can add some money to the budget, support you, see,
They already do. They already
yeah,
do. So yeah, that was our second idea, and I think it's a great thing. I don't know why people still. It took us lots of time to explain players how it works, but
yeah,
so we came with the idea that players should be rewarded by all their like brags. For example, for also I hate when I see people quit during the match. So in
exactly.
my humble opinion, it should be forbidden, and
Yeah,
people should. So you have to, um,
we are watching
let's
you
say,
serious right now. This is like for
yeah,
serious,
yeah,
especially.
yeah. So the thing is, every time a player quit, you should
Uh-huh.
like cut half of his price money or something like this. So
Yeah.
so the thing is, we came with the idea that each frag costs you some money, and also we
Mm-hmm.
came with the idea that everyone who's watching and donate during the stream, uh, it pumps up the whole budget of the match.
Yeah.
So it's a complicated thing. It takes time players to
And
adapt,
Cypher
but
and Base are playing for fucking huge load of money,
yes,
and
yes,
in that moment because
because
the
it was like.
entertainment is really high.
Yeah, and they were scared because like they thought they're gonna play for 20,000 rubles, and then it came like something like 150, and they were
Uh-huh.
like, "Whoa, we didn't expect this," and they started to be nervous. And Cypher told me everything about it, and so it was like a kind of a not expected thing for them. And let's go forward. So let's say they play with let's say we in the future, and it's doable, absolutely doable. So so they play, right, and let's say there is a big donation. Of course
Mm-hmm.
it's more like for entertainment, but let's say during the like online stuff, not LAN, and they both have like a BPM tracker, like something like pulsoid,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So and let's say they do have some soft that gives them idea that there was just a donation
Mm-hmm.
recently. So let's say Cypher plays based on, let's say, I don't know, Molten Falls, right? And it's like 0-0. They just started, and once a huge donation uh, got announced, and you
Yeah.
can see the BPM grows. It's definitely going to be like this. So
Uh-huh.
so let's say you can say they focus on the game, right? They focus on the game, so they have to count megas and red. That's true. So it can be something small, it
Yeah.
can be something that we do not force them to realize there is something happened. They can see it
Yeah.
during the like first or second map or something like this, that price
Yeah.
pool increased or something like this. So it's
Okay. I
not
think
something that,
in between of the maps, it's like
yeah, in between of the
most
maps, for example,
yeah,
yeah. So the hard idea is give them live information, like, so it can be also cool, but of course
yeah.
it can be can give some problems for like for the gameplay, right?
Mm.
So I think the middle idea is to give them information uh, between maps or something like this. So it's more like an entertainment thing, part of the league, but it also works and players love it, to be honest.
Yeah. Completely agree. It's like that. You already made like what, 2 seasons
Yeah,
or
two
three?
seasons, and
Three.
we are looking for third season right now. So I hope soon we're gonna announce everything, but we
Yeah.
want to make a big step forward with season 3,
Okay.
and
I'm
we will
glad to hear
see.
it.
Yeah, so I hope we can make something really big, but only time will tell us,
So yeah.
So we
I
currently
was really
like in a negotiations part with a huge sponsor, but the problem is, every time we um, do some business around esports here, people really love what we do, and they keep asking us, "Can you do CS:GO for us? Can you do Dota 2?" So
yeah.
you do Quake just for portfolio, right? Something like that. So
Yeah.
they keep asking us to get rid of the Quake, but we're not gonna do this because like we believe that we can like do something good for Quake, and Quake can like do good for us because
Mm.
we do have experience and skill and knowledge
Yeah.
in this game. So I still believe,
So
and also I really think that Quake is great to watch. Like it's pretty simple duel. I'm talking only about duel. I'm a huge fan of TDM and CTF, but when it comes
mm,
to esports, it should be duel. Unfortunately, for all the TDM fans, and I'm
yeah.
a TDM player myself in the past. So so let's say duel is very cool to watch and simple to understand, and you can build a very good esports around it. I don't think that
Mm.
we as a RESP League or someone else can make lots of people play Quake. And
Mm.
I think it's really impossible. But when it
Yeah,
comes to
that onboarding
force
is
people to
a problem.
watch Quake, it's way more easier.
Hmm.
You just need a better promotion, like marketing and stuff like this. Nobody really does this, like so lots of people still don't know about QPL, and like old Quakers who just want to see like for example betting, like esports is huge
Mm.
when it comes to bets, and there are lots of big companies, and see like a big company like maybe Pinnacle did some I don't know, like bets for world championship once or something like that, but still
Yeah.
it gives lots of viewers, not only money
Hmm.
for like for the players, and so also lots of viewers will start watch the game because it's like popular among the like betting companies. So that's why
Oh,
Dota 2 and CSGO is such a huge market.
okay. Uh, I kind of lost idea I had in my
You asked
mind.
me about RESP League, and
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I yeah.
I mean, yeah. Um, hmm. Yeah, actually, about that TDM, I think that these modifications are really hard to follow.
Sure,
Because
unfortunately,
there
and
are so
CTF.
many players, and I was kind of like giving that idea to Marty Stratton that it would be really cool if there is some tool integrated
In Doom.
to the Quake to help us
Oh,
to
okay.
broadcast it, because you already know what's going on in the arena. So basically, when you find out that there is somebody who is just hitting 3 frags in the row, you are able to enter that situation to the broadcast. Basically, this was the idea. If it is doable, maybe I don't know, but it's really great to hear that you are still thinking about it. And there is another idea that I got from your talk. So there are companies that are able to hire you to make the event for other games, if I understand that correctly.
Yeah, so we were working with WASD, Vast. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
a streaming platform, something like mm, Twitch,
Yeah.
and they were so we were doing the RESP League season one, so RESP League season two on this platform, and they supported the prize money for players
Mm-hmm.
and half of the budget for like streaming, like so
Yes.
actually it was invested by RESP and Vast together.
Yeah.
So when it and it helped a lot, actually helped a lot, and thank you so much, Vast, for this. And they were asking us to do CS:GO and Dota 2 instead of
Yeah.
Quake. Now we working with VK Play Live.
Yeah.
It's like another streaming platform here.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty good with lots of quality stuff. Like you can do high bit rate, 2K streaming and stuff like this. It's
Wow.
crazy right now because
Yeah.
it's not so popular like Twitch, so they can give you like lots of like great opportunities right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna be in the future, but right now you can really stream
And
2K and let's say 20K bit rate,
wow.
25K. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy, great quality. And we in the stage of negotiations about season three,
Yeah.
and Wiki is a way bigger company than Vast, so probably
Mm.
they're gonna support it bigger. But yeah, it depends. So
Yeah.
the stopper sometimes is the title. They think that Quake is not big, but we did a Quake live tournament and it turned out uh, really good in numbers. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
800 viewers and lots of people commentating, giving likes and stuff like that. So they were pleased with the performance of Quake live tournament, 1 day tournament. So I hope everything gonna be alright with the possible Quake
Yeah.
Champions season 3.
So is this what are you doing for a living, or is it like top secret? What are you doing?
Uh, I'm
That broadcasting. I mean, and
yeah.
realizing.
Yes. So right now, that's what I'm doing for living. But I used to do lots of other stuff like in my life. So, for example,
Okay.
oil exchange trading, something
Mm.
like this. So for
Yeah.
6 years, and I don't know, like IT also. And
Mm.
so right now I'm focused. So my interest more in production, actually. Not
Okay.
so, and I'm not a gamer myself anymore at all. I used
Mm.
to be like let's say semi-pro gamer in Quake.
Yeah.
I used to play with Cooler, by the way, for 5 years, I believe, 2-on-2 and 4-on-4 in Quake 3.
Yeah.
So when it comes to my, let's say, main focus is to do streams, to do it good, and
Mm.
productions, and only games that I'm interested are competitive games. So I'm into competitive game and everything competitive. Like I love
Yeah.
football, for example, a Champions League, something like. I've been watching
Mm.
it since like Sparta Praga. Do you support it?
I'm not into
No?
football. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
more
okay,
like ice
yeah,
hockey guy.
okay, okay. Ice hockey.
Yeah. There
So
is. Yeah. But
Jaromir
there
Jagr,
is.
Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
like there is one exception regarding the football, and it's Wrexham because I saw
Oh.
the show, and what Ryan Reynolds is doing with the
Yes,
whole
yes, and
idea,
yeah,
going
it's
to the third league
yeah,
England club and build it from ground up. It's amazing. I'm having so much fun. So now I'm like biggest fan of the Wrexham if it comes to
yeah.
football. But I
Yeah.
grew up on Quake, so my vision of let's say entertainment is focused on that Quake
Yeah.
branch.
Same. Unfortunately, it looks like the competitive part of gaming is dying. I mean, like there are big names like Valorant and CS:GO and Dota 2. That's true, and League of Legends. But the problem is, the new generation of gamers prefer influencers streaming. So I think it should be like PhD or something for a person who will be into this stuff. So basically, how streamers and Twitch affected esports. So I think in my humble opinion, it's not very good for esports. The thing is, and we see lots of things like, let's say, Shroud prefers not to play CS:GO. He prefers streaming PUBG, and lots of stuff like this. And those streamers are big influencers. They are way more popular. So, of course, there is a company called Riot, and they do great stuff because
Mm-hmm.
they I don't know, I want to see those numbers. They invest lots of money. They make music clips for each event or something like that. So it's like entertainment on the level of like Hollywood, for real.
Mm.
uh but it's on the only company that, let's say, they like cover this part of the cake, and other companies, they prefer to invest into like mobile games, just console gaming and stuff like this. They do esports from time to time just to,
Mm.
say, hey, you can compete in our games too, like Fortnite. But nobody really cares about those competitions and stuff like this. I mean, except of the players, who can win lots of money. So that's
Exactly.
the problem, the current situation with world gaming, I believe. And it's great. It's great that Quake still do have something official like QPL, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I agree. We are really blessed to have Quake Pro League still running, and I just hope that there will be more
Forever.
seasons of it. Yeah, I don't think it will be forever. Maybe with some Quake reboot, maybe
Maybe.
happening. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I don't want to push in any direction, but it would be
Yeah,
cool.
there's only one problem with the reboot, So we saw Quake 1 reboot and Quake 2 reboot, right? Year
Mm,
after year. But unfortunately, so Quake 1 came 1996, Quake 2 came
mm.
1997, right? So they do it for like 25 years, they remastered. But Quake 3 came in 1999, So I believe we're not gonna see Quake 3 reboot next year,
Ah,
unfortunately. Let's
ah,
see.
yeah.
So they do have 2 years. Unfortunately, because I'm
Ah,
really want to see Quake 3 Arena. In my humble opinion, it's the best game ever. Like, I'm
yeah.
gonna put it in first place, and without doubt. I never been Quake 1 or Quake 2 fan. Like Quake 2,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Quake 1 was I was too young, I believe. I'm like 87 years born, year born, and
Yeah.
so I started with Quake 2 in 1997,
Mm.
and I only played Duke Nukem 3D before
Yeah.
Quake 2, like when it comes to
And
like FPS games. Yeah.
yeah, and for me it
So
was Quake 1, Duke Nuke, and then Quake 3. And I
yeah,
completely
nice.
abandoned Quake 2, and now I have chance to like complete my education
Yeah,
again.
that's great. Yeah, so yeah, I hope they're gonna remake Quake 3 and it's gonna be epic.
Talking about Quake 3, there is a modification called Quake 3 Champions,
Sure.
and I heard some rumors or saw some post somewhere that
Mm.
you might be interested in doing something with this game. Can you tell
Yeah,
us more?
yeah, we already did one event with Klaus Latromi, Cass and Dungeons, maybe a year ago, and now we're gonna host another tournament. It's gonna be pretty epic. I believe it's gonna be Cypher, it's gonna be Jiba, Agent, Stone, Dunches, Vice Genie from Diabotical. Who else?
So
Eight
this
great,
is
eight good.
invitational. This is invitational.
Invitational, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say this event is just to show there is a game like this, and
Mm.
there is a very talented guy. We call him our John Carmack,
Yeah.
he just loves Quake since like childhood,
Yeah.
and he's a programmer in a company that works with AAA projects.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to gaming and like, and this is his hobby, and he wants to like do some competitive for this game. Maybe we
Yeah.
can do something with this. I mean, like, the coolest part about this game, and I played it myself a lot, it's really cool to play, like
Yeah.
I mean, like, the feeling of Quake 3 that looks pretty good, smooth, and those champions aim
Does it work?
he,
Does it work with champions in Quake
yeah,
3
yeah.
engine? Same
Right
feeling.
now, right now he added 6 champions, so it's like Ranger, Visor, Galena, Sorlok. Who else? Anarchy and Kill.
Yeah.
All those champions work the same as Quake Champions.
Uh, I don't know if you have that information, but how hard it is to get like champions abilities into Quake 3 engine? Was it challenging? Do you know
Very
some
challenging.
information?
As far as I know, like one thing I know for sure that a ranger's ult is very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, for example.
teleportation.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
have to,
So
you don't have fixed points. You have like
yeah,
something that is flying through the arena.
yeah. So
Yeah,
Visor, for example, I believe it's pretty easy. You know, like
yeah,
and from what I saw, that Anarchy and Stork is probably not so hard, but Ranger, I believe it was really difficult.
hmm. I can imagine
I've been
because
told actually that Ranger is the hardest part.
yeah.
Used to be there.
Okay. Is there anything we should speak about?
We can just speak about ice hockey. We just hope that our imagination will end up with something huge. You know, like something that will unite all the Quakers all around the world. We don't see lots of Asian players, but maybe they do. Remember back in the times, there used to be a Rocket Boy from China, for example. Yeah,
Hmm.
so
I haven't
maybe
seen
some.
him for 25 years.
Yeah, yeah. We actually do
And
have one Chinese player. Jibo is a Chinese. Yes, yeah. He's
yeah,
a
I saw
Chinese
him.
who lived in Russia.
Yeah, because he was somewhere from the east part of the Russia and China on the border somewhere. Is it?
Is if I'm not mistaken, he studied in Russia for
Yeah,
sure, like in a university, and he speaks Russian without accent, for example,
yeah,
right? So and he's I believe he lives in mostly in USA nowadays, actually.
yeah.
So I don't think he lives here, but he's definitely a Chinese person who just like lived in Russia for a long, long time.
Yeah, I remember seeing him at DreamHack probably or something like that, like a long time ago. It's
Yeah.
like I was really surprised when you showed him in that one of your invitationals. I was like, let's fucking go, Jibo.
Yeah, yeah, he's a great guy. One of the smartest guys I met in Quake, and he's a I don't know, a visionary, you know, a person who
Mm,
likes who's really really smart, and he loves Quake. So
yeah.
but he prefers Quake Live and Quake Free, and so he played in our Quake Live tournament recently, and he was up to play the Quake Free Champions
Mm,
modification thing, because he really loves the Quake, you know, like related stuff and competing.
yeah.
Even though he's not in a great shape anymore because he do not practice, but he's still doing well. He played 0-0 on Blood Run against Agent for like 7 minutes.
Wow.
It was pretty, and from what I saw, he's doing pretty good for his inactivity.
Yeah, I mean, once you have that knowledge, then it's like about sharpening your aim. But the baseline is still the same, no matter how long you have
Sure,
gone
like bicycle,
from the quick.
like
Yeah,
bicycle, you
exactly,
know.
exactly. Right, like riding a bike. Yura, what I love on this interview, that actually your vision of what could be in Quake community is completely aligned with mine.
That's great.
and and like this series of chats is basically circling the globe by me inviting all the people that should be able to help us doing this. So I'm really glad that we are on the same boat,
I
and
hope next
I
one is Elon Musk, right? He just made an interview that he said that he played
ju-
Quake 3 or Quake 2, I don't know, or Quake 1 esports tournament. He won some money in it, you know.
he used
And
to
We
play.
need Joe
Yeah,
Rogan also. Yeah, he used to play
yeah,
Quake 3. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
Elon
yeah,
Musk.
yeah. I mean,
And of course Joe Rogan.
if Joe or Elon is like willing to visit the pub. I have no idea what I will be asking them, but yeah, you are welcome. Like,
If Elon Musk and Joe Rogan are playing, like taking part in the Quake Super League, I'm gonna sell everything here just to get to the location. You know.
it's like I can imagine like Joe Rogan casting the Quake. It would be so fucking
Uh,
awesome.
I mean, like they should uh, invited like him in the beginning when they did some marketing. You know, they
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe it's way too expensive. I don't know, maybe, but
Yeah.
it looks like he really loved the game. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
keeps talking about it. You know, even in interviews without Quakers like John Carmack. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, like he talks to John Carmack. Okay, of course, it's okay to talk about Quake with him, but
Hmm.
when he talks to other people to talk about Quake, it's
Yeah.
weird when you Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
But he did it.
Yeah.
I mean, like Joe Rogan doing something for Quake, anything like doing stuff. Hey, it's
Mm.
gonna be rough against, let's say, Avenger final tomorrow. Come to
Mm.
see it or raise it. Just one thing, you know, it's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so hard. Maybe because it's just like too expensive. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe those fun boys that are hooked need to be just like push a little, you know? Because I
Maybe.
think that we are living in generation where we all grow up on Quake 3 because it was one massive game back in the
Yeah.
days, and we are all in like top of our productive life. We
That's
are
absolutely
now
true.
we are now in
We
position
want to
of
do
power.
something, you know. Yeah.
Just come on, bro. We know about your passion
Yeah.
and the guilty pleasure shooting
Yeah.
players in the
Yeah.
arenas to the pieces.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Yura, thank you very much. If you
Thank you
want to
so
say
much.
something to conclude this interview, microphone is yours. From my side, I'm very honored to spend this time with you and talk about Quake and our passion together.
Thank you so much, and you're doing a great job with the Quake Bob. I think it's a great thing to have in community. Someone who makes those interviews, videos, and stuff like this podcast. We don't really have lots of content around Quake, and it's a pity. And I hope you slowly can improve it, right? So yeah, thank you so much, and hopefully Quake will be big one day again. I think it's really possible. I think I just need maybe a good new game. I don't know, and maybe a Quake 3 reboot or something like that. Anyways, I think the biggest thing about Quake community, lots of creative people are involved in Quake community, and they can really do magic together. Lots of smart guys and lots of people who were Quakers are now doing stuff for CS:GO, StarCraft, Dota 2. Like, for example, Carmack, not the Carmack, the Polish Carmack,
Mhm.
ESL, right? Stermy, Face It. Those people, I can continue a lot, like they are involved in too good, of course. They're involved in world esports scene, and maybe they can come together for something like that can be a big project. But I think something should change in the company that owns the title first.
Now we will be banned forever.
To change the politics of the um, how they treat the community, because there are always two ways. For example, the worst way is like Activision, just like do money from community, and like, yeah, of course Call of Duty is a great game, but there is another way, Valve, and you can see Valve won uh, when we compare with id Software, unfortunately for us, for Quake fans, because until the 2004, Quake used to be the game number one in esports, and then CS overcome it. So Valve is still huge, right? And Valve gives everything to community. That's crazy, but they even those Dota 2 casts of the tournaments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's crazy.
And the money the
Yeah,
community
yeah,
basically given
yeah.
to the prize pool.
Yeah, that's the reason why so many people involved in the Dota 2 competitive, because they are allowed to do content around the official like tournaments and stuff like this. And it's so simple to understand. I don't know why. If this formula is working, why not to try it once? I don't know.
Yeah. So family, let's fucking go. And it's software give us opportunity.
Please.
Is it like that?
Yeah, we're still fans, even if you want to allow us to do something. But give it a try. Give it a try.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure having you, and hopefully we will stay in contact and do some great stuff for the Quake in the future.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
brother.
Bye-bye.